Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Noah back again with another YouTube video. As you can see, today we're actually out here on the lake. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, I help people awaken to their true abilities through wellness and spirituality, aka Noah's Ark. And thank you guys so much for stopping by for today's video. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 3 common signs that you might be a people pleaser. 3 common signs of a people pleaser. And the reason why I'm going to be talking to you guys about this is because I want to help you break this character trait. You know, I want to help you live life on your own terms. And if you don't know what a people pleaser is, a people pleaser is pretty much somebody who will sacrifice their own life, their own time, just to please somebody else, even if it means being a detriment to them, right? Now, I want to talk to you guys today about this because I was a people pleaser. I was a people pleaser for most of my life. You know, most of my life I kind of did things that other people really wanted me to do, even if it was something that was detrimenting my actual health. You know, this can be with friends, this can be with family members, anybody who you hang out with, right? And so that is why today I'm going to be talking about the 3 common signs of a people pleaser. And if these are you, you know what I mean, don't feel bad, right? There's no need to feel upset about it. It's very normal. You know, it actually stems from a lack of self-worth, and I'm going to be going into that a little bit more later on in this video. But the number one common sign of a people pleaser is someone who finds it hard to say no. You know, this was me, right? A lot of the times when people wanted me to hang out, I always said yes. I didn't even really question it. You know, and this was because I never wanted to upset people. I never wanted to say no because I didn't want to offend them, right? Even if what I was saying was something that I didn't want to do, I still said no. Or I still said yes, rather. Right? And this was because I didn't really want to offend the other person. Right? And so this is a common sign of a people pleaser. Someone who finds it hard to say no. Had to change the camera angle there because I noticed that the lighting wasn't getting all of my face. But the number 2 common sign of a people pleaser is somebody who will sacrifice their own time just to do something that they don't want to do, right? This is a very huge one. Doing things that you don't really want to do, right? This kind of goes hand in hand with number 1, right? You feel like you need to scratch that other person's back, even if they're not scratching yours. All because you don't want them to be upset with you about whatever it is. So you know, this was me, right? Whenever I used to work at my job that I used to have, a lot of people would ask me to hang out, and I, you know, constantly always said yes, even if it was not necessarily something that I wanted to do. Right? This was a really big problem for me. This is another common sign of a people pleaser. The third common sign of a people pleaser is that you tend to lack boundaries. Right, this kind of goes hand in hand with number 1. Hard for you to say no. Right, when you have boundaries, then this just means that you value your own time. You have time to do things that you actually want to do. Boundaries kind of create that barrier to where it's like, okay, I'm gonna hang out with you only when I want to. and when I don't want to, then I'm going to let you know about it. Right? These are 3 common signs of a people pleaser. And I'm going to add a 4th bonus one here for you. A 4th common sign of a people pleaser is that you're always overthinking what you should be doing, right? You're always thinking too hard about making decisions, right? Indecisiveness. You are indecisive because you are thinking what you should say to this person, even though you know that you're going to end up saying yes, right? You're just kind of thinking about how you're going to word it. This was me. I always tend to overthink what I was and what I wasn't doing. Right? You're constantly thinking about what's the next step. What do you need to do? Right? And this overthinking is causing us to be away from the present moment. Right? When we practice stillness and when we embody this present moment, it's a lot easier for us to be able to make decisions, right? Because we're very still. And because we're very still, we become a lot more decisive in this moment, And so those are 3 plus a bonus 1 signs, common signs of a people pleaser. Now, before I wrap up this video, I'm actually going to be talking about how you can break this. If you resonated with any 4 of these signs, right, that is okay. I first want to let you know that that's okay. And I want to let you know that that is completely normal. It's very common. You see, the people-pleasing tendencies, if you're a people pleaser, it usually comes from a lack of self-worth, right? Nobody really told you how valuable you were. Or maybe they did, but you never really understood it, right? You never really grasped the concept of how much power that you have. And so if you want to break out of becoming a people pleaser, it stems from how you view yourself, right? When you start valuing your time, first of all, when you start knowing how much power you have, right? It's a lot easier to value your own time because you're like, my time is valuable, man. Because your time is valuable, other people understand that it's valuable too, right? And so they'll respect you for your decision, right? One of the first times I actually said no confidently, right, in terms of something that I didn't want to do, it benefited me tremendously, right? Because they respected me. They respected what I had to say. And this is something that I think a lot of people pleasers tend to think about a lot is, man, if I say no to this person, or if I decline this invitation, or if I decline this order, or whatever it is, if you decline it, you think that person's going to get upset with you. But in reality, if you say yes, even though you don't want to do it, you're not only doing a disservice to yourself, but you're doing a disservice to that other person. Because the other person probably would have understood if you just said no. And they probably would have understood that you didn't want to go. That is why it is important to understand the value of your time, because that person values their time probably, right? They value their time enough to, ask you if you want to hang out with them. And so if you want to stop becoming a people pleaser, start understanding and embracing yourself for how beautiful and whole you are. You're already worthy, whole, and complete just the way you are. And I think that's one of the biggest keys in starting to break the unconscious people pleaser, right? It's something that has been tremendous in terms of my life. And this has helped me develop boundaries, right? When you start valuing your time, you start creating boundaries for yourself. And when you start creating boundaries for yourself, you start living life on your own terms, right? And so when you start living life on your own terms, this is when you can start living life in prosperity and abundance. Because you understand that abundance is part of your nature, right? And you are abundant because you value your own time. Because you're able to say yes and no to things that you want and don't want. You know, and this doesn't mean to say no all the time, obviously, right? Like, there's some things that you're gonna have to do, unfortunately, right? But don't let someone make you feel uncomfortable because you don't want to do something, right? That is completely up to you. And it's very important nowadays, you know, especially when we speak of consent culture, right? A lot of the times we're consenting to things we don't want to consent to. And so just keep that in mind whenever, if you see yourself as a people pleaser, or if you resonated with any four of these signs, know that it's okay. I am here for you. If you want to reach out, let me know in the comment section or DM me on Instagram, right? And I can help you out. But with that being said, my friends, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to check out amazing wellness products that I've been using for the past week, that has boosted my energy levels naturally without the crash, as well as improved my immune system, and you want to reach neurological cell growth, right? Amazing properties. Make sure to click the first link in my description to Live Ultimate. I'll link it in the description. I don't think it'll be the first link, but just scroll down and you'll see it. But with that being said, have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or night wherever you're at. And peace, love, and happiness. Mwah.